Yellowstone will celebrate its 151st year in March. It's a milestone for the country's oldest national park and an opportunity to set the record straight about the hot mess lurking beneath the surface. Reports have been bubbling up regarding the amount of lava in the supervolcano percolating miles below Yellowstone's trails. It's more than previously thought. This has led to some scary headlines warning that if Yellowstone erupts, it will cause a nuclear winter and kill nearly 100,000 Americans. That may be a bit dramatic, according to Mike Poland, the scientist in charge of the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory.
It's unfortunate that Yellowstone has this strange reputation. It's basically been pushed by these sensationalist documentaries, and there's a lot of clickbait, and it's really disappointing.
If you go back far enough, Yellowstone's volcano has certainly done some damage. According to the National Park Service, a prehistoric Yellowstone eruption 631,000 years ago was big enough to block out the sun and lower temperatures around the globe. It was 1,000 times more explosive than the eruption of Mount St. Helens in 1980, which is considered the largest in U.S. history. The last small Yellowstone eruption was 20,000 years ago, and the last lava flow was 70,000 years ago, according to USGS.
The kinds of lava flows we get in Yellowstone are not like the ones that we see in a place like Hawaii. They're not these sheets of molten red rock that spread out over the landscape. Instead, they're these sort of thick piles of rock, of rubble that move slowly across the landscape. It's the kind of thing you could walk away from pretty easily, but anything it touches, anything it comes into contact with will be destroyed.
Scientists believe there is only 16 to 20% melted rock in Yellowstone's magma reservoirs, which is well below the threshold needed to trigger an eruption, which is about 35 to 50%.
If at some distant point in the future there was a really large explosive eruption that put a lot of ash and a lot of gas into the stratosphere, then yes, you could see all kinds of really incredible impacts that would stretch globally. But that's one of those scenarios where the entire magma chamber has to erupt. And far more likely is a lava flow that would probably, frankly, be more of a tourist attraction.
This system is, in fact, mostly solid. It doesn't sit on an ocean plate like the other active volcanoes in the world. Dr. Robert Smith is considered a leading expert on Yellowstone's supervolcano.
Yellowstone is the only feature that's beneath a continental plate. And that makes it quite different because it's a continental plate. It requires more energy to get the material from the magma reservoir to the surface.
In part 2 of our series, find out why Yellowstone should be revered rather than feared. And experts reveal the real threat facing the West.